I took a quick glance behind me and saw that he was chasing after us, and I couldn't
Yo,
what the?
Yo, what's up, guys? You're watching Mike and Anthony, and today we're watching animated horror stories, very scary ones that are gonna frighten your boots off, because to us it's still spooky season. So, are you ready?
Let's go. And I'm still sick, guys, so sorry if I sound congested. Let's get right into the video.
At my school, I played for the volleyball team, and every year we would go to a camp and do volunteer work for this guy.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
The camp was in the middle of nowhere. When we got to the camp, we immediately
For real?
started to work until 8 p.m. This was around October, so it was already dark at 8. My two friends and I were sitting around the fire, trying to figure out something we could do so we weren't so bored. We heard that there was a small river down the hill from the camp, and we thought we could check it out. The problem is that it was some guy's property, and the owner of the camp told us to not disturb him since the guy was a little strange. We weren't really supposed to leave the camp, but being 16
Alright,
years
so when are we
old,
running
we
fades is
loved
the real
breaking
question.
the rules.
Let's run the fades.
We walked about 10 minutes from the camp and finally reached the river. It was bigger than we expected, and there was a large wooden bridge that crossed it. The bridge was about 20 feet long and was big enough to let a truck go over it. My two friends and I decided to go under the bridge and check it out. As we were walking by the shoreline, we saw two headlights off in the distance moving towards the bridge, so we bolted underneath it and hid. We then heard the truck roll over our heads and to the other side. My friends and I chilled there for a while, just talking and throwing rocks in the water.
And then a girl
It was about
came along.
8:30 at this time, and now it was pretty much pitch black. That's when we started to hear a slow rumble in the distance. The same truck had come back, and this time it was moving much slower. We stayed put under the bridge, stifling our laughter. Eventually, the truck moved over the bridge, but rather than going over to the other side, the truck stopped right on top of us. The only thing you could hear was the rushing water and the hum of the engine. Then, the door of the truck swung open,
And he was wearing a
out came
Speedo.
a loud thump on top of the bridge. Then we heard a loud scream saying, "I know you're out there! I'm gonna find you!"
Holy shit.
I looked at my friends and they were both shaking in fear. This must have been the crazy property owner, and he seemed pissed that we were on his land. He started screaming and saying he was gonna hurt us if he finds us. We could see that he had a flashlight and he was swinging it around looking for us. We heard loud thumps as he walked around a little bit, calling out for us, and thank God he never went under the bridge. Eventually, it went silent, and it sounded as if he went back into his truck. I was too terrified to move. We sat there for about 10 minutes, and then my one friend, who we'll call Trevor, whispered in my ear, saying that we have to go. I gave him a quick nod, and in slow motion, we moved out from under the bridge.
It's in slow motion.
We started to army crawl on the shoreline of the river, and I remember looking behind me to see the top of the bridge. I saw a white Ford F-150. In the driver's seat was the man, staring right at me with a sinister smile, and he even gave me a little wave. At that moment, I screamed and ran. My friends saw me run and took off after me. I could hear screaming from behind us. I took a quick glance behind me and saw that he was chasing after us, and I couldn't quite make out
what the-
object in his
Yo.
hand, but it seemed to be a weapon of some sort.
My man is
We
Christian
ran into
Bates
the
or
forest
John
and
Bates.
ducked behind a bush. It was pitch black in the forest, and we couldn't hear a thing. We sat there for a while, just shaking. The man never walked by us, and we never heard him. After we gathered our courage, we got up and walked back to camp, got into our tents, and tried to fall asleep. The next morning, we talked to the camp owner about the man that owned the property of the river. The camp owner said that he didn't know much about the man, but he knows that he has some mental problems and he'd been accused of assault. I am so happy that we were able to escape from underneath the bridge. I can't imagine what would have happened if he caught us.
Ooh.
Wow. That was spooky.
Before we would have run fades. 3 against 1. What are you talking about?
Let's run some fades then. Just
For sticking
Throw around.
around to the end of the
Victorian people were in
My
my
name is
garden.
Cade, and this incident happened
Yo, that
when
fool
I
looked
was
like
8
me.
years old. As I was in elementary school, we were learning
Bro,
about
that is
the
one
Victorian
big-ass
era
elementary
in
kid.
history,
That fool's
which
like this
I
tall
didn't give
for
a crap
elementary school.
about. My history teacher had a Victorian family tree and stuck it on the walls of the classroom. I didn't know why we had to look into somebody's family history. I mean, that doesn't make any sense. When I laughed at it, the history teacher glared at me in the most stern and terrifying way.
Press?
His veins were
Press
poking
that.
out of his head, and his hand clenched into a fist and was shaking quiveringly.
And his
Hella
boner
press.
was
"What are you
staring
laughing
directly
at,
me.
boy?" he yelled. It was weird. I was too scared to reply, so I said, "Nothing." Later that night, when I went to bed, I struggled to get to sleep. I was tossing and turning. A few minutes later, I finally drifted off to sleep. But it didn't last a long time. I woke up an hour later. I was checking my phone to see that it had just passed midnight. Suddenly, I heard a group of people talking outside. I thought it was one of the neighbors, so I headed to my window. When I looked to see what was going on, my heart just dropped. There, in the middle of the garden,
What the f?
were parents who were beating their child with a wooden club. The parents and the kid were all wearing the Victorian era style clothes. I was so confused why they were here, why they were beating their child, and why they wore such clothes out of place. Then, all of a
What would you do for a
sudden,
Klondike bar? It's pretty
the
simple.
mother looked up at me. Her eyes glowed red, and she cackled loudly, which made me so terrified. Then she pointed at the sky with a finger that was so skinny, and the family faded away. I couldn't sleep at all the whole night, and I thought about the class that I took at school.
Dude, this man's actually biting his physical thumb, not even his nail. That's how scared he is.
From that day, I never made fun of
Oh,
any
that.
teachers again.
And that's why you don't have ghost teachers.
True. My little scary teddy bear baby.
Why does he have a runny
Hi,
nose?
my name is Shay. Well, at least that's what everyone calls me.
Shay?
About 11 years ago, my mom, my big brother, and I moved from Mississippi to Nashville, Tennessee.
Hey there,
We were
little
staying with my
cousin.
uncle and his wife and stepkids for a while until we got our own place. About a month later, we found an apartment to stay in. I had a bunch of teddy bears that I really liked between I was 12 going on 13. Well, when we finished to move our new house, I decorated my room really nice, and I set my teddy bears on my shelf above my bed.
That's so good. Guys, right now I'm drinking Bang Purple Haze. It's one of my favorite Bang flavors. It's so refreshing and really sweet. It's like energizing candy. It gives me the energy I need to get through my early mornings and my early film days. Guys, I want you to comment down below what your favorite Bang flavor is. And if you guys want 25% off your purchase of Bang, make sure to use Mike and Ant 25 to get 25% off your purchase of Bang.
Guys, let me talk to you guys about Bang Energy. If you guys want to know more about Bang Energy, make sure to follow their Instagram at Bang Energy for everything Bang. Also, we just want to thank Bang Energy for sponsoring our channel. Now, let's get back to the video. Let's go.
A week later, I noticed one of my teddy bears would always go missing and
about to run
would
some
find
phase
it
right
under
now.
my
Let's get
that teddy bear?
bed.
Exactly.
I
Teddy
thought
bear?
it was taking my teddy bear
Uppercut
just to
that
freak
fool.
me out,
Ooh, teddy
but
bear,
he
you over
really
there?
had no idea what I was talking about. It was kind of weird, so I decided to lock all my bears in my closet.
Oh.
They stayed in my closet for 2 days.
then you
Everything
ran some
was
fades?
fine. That's what I thought until the third day after has been started. The third day, I woke up on a Saturday and
Fades
my
are real
closet
fun.
door was cracked and my
What the
teddy
heck?
bear was in the same place under my brother's
Oh.
bed.
Oh, f
I
that.
knew something was wrong.
gotta
After
feed
that,
the bear.
I immediately threw my teddy bears away after that. We stayed in that apartment for a year. After that, we moved. I'll never forget the day of the move. We found bones in the fireplace from a human. Now I'm 23, and I still remember that day, but I always
Bear,
think,
you'll cuddle
what
with
if
me
I
and see
set
what
up a
happens.
video camera to see what was causing my teddy bears to do what they did?
That's one hell of a Build-A-Bear workshop, that's all I'm saying.
True.
Build-A-Bear's hard.
My friend.
In a
My-
haunted house.
My name
Bet.
is Sam. It was August of 2001.
Do you
I
like
was
ham?
15 and accompanying my dad to visit his friend's new house. My dad's friend.
Damn,
who
your
we
friend
call
is
Rick,
loaded.
just
Damn, that's a
visited
hella
this
nice house.
a few weeks ago.
Fool's loaded.
My dad
Blueface,
wanted to
baby.
visit and
Okay,
ask
what
about
the heck?
decorating
Alright, never mind, your
and
friend is
decorating the
creepy.
place, as it was pretty old. Well, I'm English, so that means my country is full of old houses from like the 1500s.
That is why you
Rick had bought
buying
an
your house.
antique castle thing in a forest. I know.
All right,
Pretty
so your
creepy, right?
dad's friend is Bruce Wayne.
Anyway,
Creepier.
we arrived
What the
and
heck?
Rick and his wife invited us in.
Yo.
My dad and Rick soon went out to the garage to discuss what plans were for that room. I was left alone with Georgina, Rick's wife, and their newborn baby, Rick Jr.
I like where this is going.
Georgina asked me to fetch some formula from the kitchen for little Ricky. For being the good 15-year-old boy, I agreed, even if the house was home to demons.
Oh.
What?
I went
Oh,
into
wait,
the
what?
kitchen, and
The Mona
first
Lisa
thing I
stared at
noticed
him.
was a trap door in the corner.
Yo, you actually
Me
lived
being
back in the
curious,
1500s,
I
dog.
opened it. A terrible smell filled the kitchen. It smelled like horse manure mixed with puke.
Ugh.
Suddenly,
Oh, that. Yo, throw.
Yo, it's about to run some fades, bro.
I swore and started hitting the hand.
He's running fades, bro.
Another hand grabbed my
He's
other
running
hand
fades.
and tried to drag
Fuck
me
with it.
down. I shouted for my dad. Suddenly, purple eyes appeared from the darkness of the
Bro,
trap
just run
door.
some more
What
fades.
the heck?
They stared at me. My dad rushed in, and the hands disappeared. I had scratches on my arm, and
What the
so I
heck?
ran them under some cold water.
Bro,
My dad asked me what had happened.
you gotta
I
run
said
some fades,
there
bro.
was some demon guy in the cellar. My dad and Rick grabbed flashlights and searched the basement. Nothing was there.
What the heck?
We called the cops who searched the property, and of course, they found nothing. When I got home, I went straight to my computer. It turns out a man was shot in a hunting accident there, roughly
Nice.
around 1770.
Nice.
But trust me, those hands weren't of a man. Rick still lives there, and over the past
Ugh.
18 years, there have been countless sightings and weird stuff. I just hope
What the
whoever
heck?
or whatever that thing is goes away.
Nice, you became a vampire? I like it.
Feels hard.
Alright guys, there you guys have it. Those were a couple scary stories for spooky season that's still going on for us. If you guys enjoyed the video, please leave a like. Leave down in the comments below, did you get scared? Because we
And-
didn't get scared. We ran fades.
We always run fades. If you have a teddy bear, bring it over.
Exactly, we'll run some fades. One fades, dog, run fades. And we'll see you guys in another video. Peace out.
Boop.